Hello, I am Mr. Dilip Kumar Pal. Today presents before my viewers with a new topic, that is fundamental duties in the Indian Constitution. The topic fundamental duties, which is now in the Indian Constitution, it is a very useful topic for all students, especially plus 2, plus 3 and those students who are appearing competitive examinations. So today's topic is fundamental duties in the Indian Constitution. Before we discuss what are the fundamental duties in the Indian Constitution, we must be clear first of all the meaning of fundamental duties. What exactly fundamental duties are? Fundamental duties mean the duties of the people for their country. No doubt a country is providing a lot of rights to the people, a lot of facilities to people. In return, people have also some duties for the country. So fundamental duties mean duties of people for their country. So in Indian Constitution also fundamental duties are found. When Indian Constitution was implemented on 15th August on 26th January 1950, at the time, in the original Constitution there were no fundamental duties. Fundamental duties were included in the Indian Constitution in the 42nd Amendment 1976. So fundamental duties which are now in the Indian Constitution were not visible in the original Indian Constitution, which came into force on 26 January 1950. Fundamental duties were included in the Constitution in 1976 42nd Constitutional Amendment. And these fundamental duties were included in the Indian Constitution by the recommendation of Soran Singh Committee, which was appointed by the then Prime Minister of India, Indira Gandhi. So by the recommendation of the Soran Singh Committee, fundamental duties were included in the Indian Constitution. Okay, very good. And in 42nd Amendment 1976, fundamental duties were included in the Indian Constitution in the Part 4 of the Constitution. In the Part 4A of the Constitution, fundamental duties were included. And these duties were mentioned in the Article 51A. And fundamental duties which are found in the Indian Constitution, they have been borrowed from the Japanese Constitution, Chinese Constitution and the former USSR Constitution. In Japanese Constitution, Chinese Constitution and former USSR Constitution, fundamental duties were obligatory. It means in Japan, China and in former USSR Constitution, fundamental duties were obligatory. People will have to show their duties to the country. But in India, it is optional. People may show respect to the country or they may not show respect to the country. Anyhow, in the Indian Constitution, fundamental duties are observed, and initially there were 10 fundamental duties, and another fundamental duties were included in the Indian Constitution in 86th Constitutional Amendment to 2002. So in total, now in the Indian Constitution there are 11 fundamental duties. These duties are found in Part 4A of the Constitution and Article 51A of the Indian Constitution. So now we'll see what are the fundamental duties. Okay viewers, now we'll see one by one what are the fundamental duties in the Indian Constitution. Number one, the first fundamental duty in the Indian Constitution is that it shall be the duty of all citizens of India to abide by the Constitution, respect ideals, institutions, national flag and national anthem. So the first fundamental duty of the Indian citizen is that they should abide by the Constitution, respect its ideals, institutions, national flag and national anthem. It means the Constitution of the country is the fundamental law of the country. We will have to give respect to it. If we will not give respect to if we will not give respect to our Constitution, there will be lawlessness in the country. So the first fundamental duty of the Indian citizen is that they should abide by the Constitution, respect its ideals, institutions, national flag and national anthem. So it must be the duty of all citizens of India that they should give respect to the Constitution, its ideals, institutions, national flag and national anthem. They should not disrespect to the Constitution. They should not disregard the national flag and national anthem of the Indian Constitution. This is the first fundamental duty of the Indian citizen. Number two, the second fundamental duty of the Indian citizen is that they should cherish and follow noble ideals which inspire national struggle for freedom. The second fundamental duty of the Indian citizen is that they should cherish and follow those ideals which inspire our national struggle for freedom. It means there was a time when India was under Britain, and we the people of India got independence from the British rule by non-violence and satyagraha. American people got independence by violent way, but Indian people got independence in non-violent satyagraha and peaceful means. So it must be the duty of all citizens of India that they should cherish and follow those ideals which inspire our national struggle for freedom. It means during national struggle we followed non-violence, and it should be our duty that we should not be violent. We should follow non-violent means and satyagraha means as well as peaceful means. We should keep ourselves aloof from violence. Then number three, another fundamental duty of the Indian citizen is that they should uphold and protect sovereignty, unity and integrity of the country. So another duty of the Indian citizen is that they should protect unity, integrity and sovereignty of the country. This country is ours. And India got independence after more than 200 years of struggle against Britain. So till now in India, there are some disintegrated forces. There are some forces who are trying to create disturbance in the country. So it must be the duty of all citizens of India to uphold and protect unity, integrity and sovereignty of the country. We should protect our country from any type of problem. This is the third fundamental duty of the Indian citizen. Now the fourth fundamental duty of the Indian citizen is that they should defend the country and render national service when called upon to give. It must be our duty to defend the country and to be prepared to give national service when they are called upon to give. The country is ours. The country is our own. We must defend it. And we must be prepared to give national service when nation requires. We must be prepared to give our service. We should be prepared to give our contribution for the country when the country requires or needs. Number fifth, to promote harmony and feeling of common brotherhood among all people, transcending religious, language, regional, and not to give derogatory remarks towards dignity of women. The fifth fundamental duty of the Indian citizen is that they should promote harmony. They should maintain discipline in the country. They should maintain peace in the country. And they should develop a feeling of common brotherhood among people, transcending religious, language and regional diversities, and they should not give derogatory remarks to the dignity of women. So in the fifth fundamental duty, we have observed three important things. Number one, it must be the duty of all citizens of India to maintain harmony in the country. They should maintain peace in the country. Number two, they should promote, they should develop a feeling of common brotherhood among all people, irrespective of caste, color, religion, language, and they should not give such remarks by which women will be insulted. So in the fifth fundamental duty, we have three important duties. Number one, it must be the duty of Indian citizens to maintain harmony in the country. We should maintain peace in the country. Number two, we should develop a feeling of common brotherhood, irrespective of caste, color, religion, region. It means India is a land of diversity. People of varieties, culture, language, region are living together. So we should not have hatredness toward them. Rather, we should develop a feeling of common brotherhood among all the people. We should think all the people is our brother. And number three, we should not give derogatory remarks or insulting remarks to women, because women are also human beings like men, they are also the creation of God. So we should not think them inferior. We should not give disrespect to them. We should not give insulting remarks to them. So in the fundamental duty, which is mentioned in the 5th portion of the Indian Constitution, is that it must be the duty of all citizens of India to promote harmony. They should develop a feeling of common brotherhood among themselves, and they should not give derogatory remarks to women. This is the 5th fundamental duty of the Indian Constitution. The 6th one is that to value, the 6th one is to value and preserve rich heritage of our culture. The 6th fundamental duty of the Indian Constitution is that the 6th fundamental duty of the Indian Constitution is that it is the duty of the Indian citizen to preserve their culture. We should give respect to our culture. We should not feel that our culture is inferior to the culture of other nations. It must be our duty to protect our culture, to promote our culture, to give respect to our culture. We should take oath that we should give respect to our culture. This is the 6th fundamental duty of the Indian citizen. The 7th one, to protect and improve natural environment and to have compassion for living creatures. The 7th fundamental duty of the Indian citizen is that they should protect and improve the natural environment, including river, lake, wildlife, and to have compassion for living creature. It means in the 7th fundamental duty, we have two important things. Number one, it must be the duty of all citizens of India to maintain natural environment. We should not do anything by which our natural environment will be in problem. We should try to maintain our natural environment, including river, lakes, wildlife, and we must have compassion, we must have kindness for the animals, for the living creatures. We should have sympathy for the living creatures, especially animals. The 8th fundamental duty of the Indian Constitution is to develop scientific temper, humanism, spirit of inquiry, and reforms. It must be the duty of the Indian citizen that they must develop a feeling of scientific temper. Number one. Number two, humanism. Number three, spirit of inquiry and reforms. So in the 8th fundamental duty, 4 points are observed. Number one, it must be the duty of all citizens of India. It must be the duty of all citizens of India to develop scientific temper. It means they must be interested. They must know reasons of different things. They must try to know the causes of different things. They must have scientific feeling. Number two, they must develop among themselves the feeling of humanism. Humanism. We are all human beings. So we must develop a feeling of humanism among ourselves. We are human beings. So we must have we must have humanity. By having two legs, two eyes, and two hands, we cannot be human beings. We must have humanity. We must be happy with the happiness of others. If other will be in problem, we must go forward to help. So, we must have humanity. Number 3, reforms. Spirit of reforms. Society is changing, time is changing, so we must change to ourselves. We must change with the change of time. So number 1 is we must develop a feeling of scientific temper, humanism, spirit of inquiry and reforms. We must develop scientific knowledge. We must have humanism. Number 3, spirit of inquiry. We must know causes of different things. We must search for knowledge. Then 4th one is reform. Time is changing. We must keep ourselves with the change of time. We must change ourselves with the change of time. Then number 9, to safeguard public property and abjure violence. It is our duty to safeguard public property. We must protect national property. National property is ours. We must protect it. We must not go for its destruction. Because national properties which you have, like Taj Mahal, Konark, Jagannath Temple, Puri, Ajanta Ellora caves, these are all national property. The government has invested a lot of money for their protection. So we must not demolish them. We must not destroy them. We must protect our national property. Number 2, we must keep ourselves aloof from violence. So in the 9th fundamental rights, 2 things are found. It is the duty of Indian citizens to protect national property, and they should keep themselves away from violence. It must be our duty to protect national property, and we should keep ourselves away from violence. We should not be vindictive. We should not be violent. Rather, we must be peaceful. The 10th fundamental duty is to strive towards excellence in individual and collective sphere for national endeavor and achievement. The 10th fundamental duty is that we must develop excellence in individual level, in collective level, so that country will achieve its highest endeavor and achievement. So we must try to bring about development in ourselves. Everybody has some good quality. Somebody has the quality, some people have the quality to sing a song. Somebody has the quality for nice art. Somebody has the quality for dance. So whatever good quality we have, whatever good quality we possess, we must develop it individually. And we should promote something for the collective good, so the nation will achieve to its highest achievement and development. So the 10th fundamental duty has 2 important things. Number 1, it must be the duty of all citizens of India to promote excellence in individual level and collective level. They should do something by which they will have individual development, and they will carry out some step by which there will be collective development. So ultimately our country will have name and fame. And the last fundamental duty, up to from fundamental duty 1 to 10, they were included in the 42nd Amendment 1976. But the last one was included in the 86th Constitutional Amendment 2002. The last one is that to provide educational opportunities to children in between 6 to 11 years. It means it must be the duty of Indian parents to look after the educational development of their children ranging from 6 to 14 years. From 6 to, not 11, 6 to 14 years. So it must be the duty of all citizens of India, it must be the duty of all Indian parents to look after education of their children from 6 to 14 years. It means education is very much essential. It refines the mind of people. Education is must. We cannot deprive ourselves from education, nor we will deprive our children from education. So it must be the duty of all citizens of India. So it must be the duty of all citizens of India, especially parents, to look after education of their children from 6 to 14 years. At any cost, anyhow, we must give education to our children. It is the ladder for the development. So, in the Indian Constitution, we have now 11 fundamental duties. Definitely our country is giving us some facilities and rights and privileges. So, it must be the duty of Indian citizens to give some duties towards the country. The country is giving us a lot. The country is giving us a different type of facilities, different type of rights, different type of privileges. But the citizens have also some duties for the country. The country is giving us some rights. In return, we'll have to give some duties for the country. So, in this video, we have discussed 11 fundamental duties which are found in the Indian Constitution. So, I think my viewers have enjoyed this video. It will be useful to them in many occasions. It is a type of general knowledge. I am sure that it will be useful to my viewers. I think my viewers will subscribe my channel so that in future they will get a lot of useful knowledge from my channel. Thank you to my viewers. I am very happy. I will be happy if you will be benefited. Thank you. Again we will be here in another video. Till now, goodbye to all.